Hello, everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 30th of March 2025. This weekend, President Trump made a statement that he is optimistic about the trade talks with India and has said that it is working out very well. This is in sharp contrast of the kind of statements and the retaliatory actions which are being talked about by the US and several of its allies. You can even say erstwhile allies. The reason is that countries like Canada and so many countries in the Europe, which were once upon a time very close to the US, are now at a situation where every day they are at loggerheads with each other. It is not just on the trade front, but also on the political front. Countries like China are gaining inroads in these countries where the relationship of US has been strained, and they are major beneficiaries of the outcome of the relationship war between the US and its erstwhile allies. Countries like Taiwan, which once upon a time could bank upon political and military support of the US, are now like orphaned, as they are not sure that US would support them in case of any conflict with China. This would even have economic implications on so many aspects which might emerge in the times to come. India, if the trade talks works out to be very well with the US and India is able to make up a deal wherein there are no harsh tariffs from the US, then India might end up as a natural beneficiary and would have a competitive advantage when it competes with the countries where US has already imposed tariffs. So in the US markets, India could have better inroads, and that would boost up economic ties with a major economy like the US. The Indian government has cleared a largest ever defense contract of 62,000 crores with an Indian PSU for supply of attack helicopters, and of the entire contract value, 40% of the contract value would be the supplies from private sector, which will be done to the PSU, and the PSU in turn will supply it to the Indian Defence Forces. So this is a true Make in India defense deal, and the vision of our government that slowly and steadily we want to transit towards a more Make in India kind of a scenario insofar as manufacturing and especially defense is concerned, is gaining strength. As far as the Indian stock markets are concerned, Nifty 50, Nifty mid cap and Nifty small cap were sideways with a move of plus minus 1%. But on a monthly basis, Nifty 50 gained more than 6%, Nifty mid cap in the month of March gained more than 7%, and Nifty small cap in the month of March gained more than 9%. The another very good news for the Indian stock market investors was that the FIIs have returned as investors in the Indian stock markets, and they have poured in more than 17,000 crores this week, and this was also supplemented buying by domestic institutional investors, the DIIs, to the extent of more than 6,700 crores. In the commodity markets, gold and silver continued their appreciation. Gold in India was up by more than 1% and silver in India was up by more than 3%. And on a monthly basis, in the month of March, gold in India appreciated by around 5% and silver appreciated by around 8%. The US dollar depreciated and the Indian rupee appreciated by 54 paisa this week, and across the month the rupee appreciated by the rupee appreciated by 2 rupees against the US dollar. The US stock market continued to be in the downtrend. Nasdaq was down by 2.5% this week, and S&P 500 was down by more than 1.5%. And on the monthly basis, the Nasdaq was down by more than 8%, and S&P 500 this month was down by more than 6%. That is all for this week. Thank you.